I don't know what the heck is going on, dude. Technology. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Rational American. Today is, what is it, Wednesday? I don't even know. Is it Wednesday? I think it is. I think it's Wednesday, June 7th. It's 8 o'clock. We have a slow start to the day today. Well, I did at least. I woke up a little bit later, 5 a.m., when my alarm went off. And yeah, my eyes have been kind of bothering me all day. I got a weird taste in my mouth, and it could be because of this smog shite that is currently plaguing the United States. You guys may, if you live outside of the East Coast, you probably don't know about this except what you've seen online. But this is the George Washington Bridge. I think that's, unless they rename that now, they probably did. They rename everything all the time. But smoke from Canadian wildfires has poured into the U.S. and the Midwest, apparently, on Wednesday, covering the capitals of both nations in an unhealthy haze, holding up flights at major airports, postponing Major League Baseball games, and prompting people to fish out pandemic-era face masks. Canadian officials asked other countries for additional help fighting more than 400 blazes throughout the country. Air with hazardous levels of pollution extended into the New York metropolitan area, central New York State, and parts of Pennsylvania and Jersey. Massive tongues of unhealthy air extended as far as North Carolina and Indiana, affecting millions of people. Dr. Ken Schrumpf said in a Facebook post that he could taste it. And I literally can. I'm not even joking. I can literally taste whatever it is, the smoke. And it's weird because, I've been in wildfires and all that stuff. We had to do, I'm a certified wildlands firefighter as part of, the pro certs and all that stuff for being a firefighter. And so we had to do controlled burns and all that. The taste that I have is different than that. Like, I was driving to the warehouse this morning to pack coffee, and I usually just keep my window cracked for some air. I had to close it. Couldn't do it. Then I came back and the same thing. Then I went to the gym later on, same thing. I was like, my goodness. My goodness. But this is pretty crazy, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens this weekend or even tomorrow and Friday. Is this going to continue coming down? Yesterday they were saying in New York City that they were seeing the kind of haze that we have now. So, and we do have a haze here in Northern Virginia. So I'm confused. I'm a little weirded out by this whole thing because I don't know if this has ever happened with this extreme. Has it? Has anyone? I don't think in my lifetime we've seen something like this volatile. I don't know. It's very odd stuff, but hopefully it all fades away. You guys saw the thumbnail of this video. Christie and Mike Pence have announced that they're both running for president of the United States. Now, we're going to talk about that, but I want to talk about something real quick because I think it's important. And no, it's not an advertising or anything. But I'm changing the way I do this show yet again because I realized yesterday, and I've been realizing for the past couple of months now, that the way I've been doing the show is only catering to just, the ultra conservative or MAGA thing. And that's kind of why I burned out of it, because my views as, a voter are not necessarily changing, but they're becoming fortified, right? And I believe one of the reasons I'm able to do that is because I expose myself to a variety of different sources for what's going on. So I'm going to try to do my best as part of this podcast to do that same thing, to provide a bunch of context, try to keep the sarcasm to a tolerable level while trying to rationalize the irrational, because that's what a rational American would do. You would try to rationalize the irrational. So today I'm going to try to rationalize the irrational by talking about Christie being a presidential candidate. How anybody thought this was a good idea? How anybody thought that Christie running for president? Can anyone? I thought you need to have signatures or something to say that you're running for president. I thought. I didn't know. but I thought you need to get like 50,000 signatures or something to be able to run for president. Christie announced that he's running for president this morning, shortly before Mike Pence did. I believe Mike Pence Mike Pence actually put out a video. So why don't we play that video just so all of you guys can, I'm dealing with pollution in the air. Now you guys could deal with pollution in the ears.
The land of opportunity, beacon of democracy, the shining city on the hill,
Bullshit.
land of the free, home of the brave, the United States of America. As a son of the heartland, grandson of an Irish immigrant, those aren't just words. My family has lived the American dream. I had the great honor to serve in Congress, as governor, and as your vice president. And I'll always be proud of the progress we made together for a stronger, more prosperous America. But today, our country's in a lot of trouble. President Joe Biden and the radical left have weakened America at home and abroad. The American dream is being crushed under runaway inflation. Wages are dropping. Recession is looming. Our southern border is under siege, and the enemies of freedom are on the march around the world. And worse still, timeless American values are under assault as never before. We're better than this. We can turn this country around, but different times call for different leadership. Today, our party and our country need a leader that'll appeal, as Lincoln said, to the better angels of our nature. I have long believed to whom much is given, much will be required. My family and I have been blessed beyond measure with opportunities to serve this nation, and it'd be easy to stay on the sidelines. But that's not how I was raised. That's why today, before God and my family, I'm announcing I'm running for president of the United States.
We're halfway done. Halfway.
We can bring this country back. We can defend our nation and secure our border. We can revive our economy and put our nation back on a path to a balanced budget, defend our liberties, and give America a new beginning for life. President Reagan described us as a shining city on the hill. And above all, he called on Americans to renew optimism and believe in themselves again, to believe in each other. Every time our nation has produced leadership that has called upon this country to do hard things, the American people have always risen to the challenge. And we will again. We just need government as good as our people to do it. I believe in the American people, and I have faith. God is not done with America yet. And together, we can bring this country back. And the best days for the greatest nation on earth are yet to come. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
All right, so that was Mike Pence's video that he put out this morning talking about how he's running for president. Now, if you take away here, I know it was long. 2 minutes and 44 seconds is quite a long one. And anyway, I want you guys to do something, right? And we're not going to do it again now, but maybe, just maybe, if you listen to it, maybe if we listened to it fast forwarded so the voice wasn't that voice of Mike Pence, and then you close your eyes so you're not seeing Mike Pence, and then you get the message and you're like, holy shit, that's a good message, right? But the problem with it is it's being delivered by someone who has no spine whatsoever. Now, I saw a lot of people in the chat talking about how, calling him a traitor, first off, he's not a traitor. Then you were saying he violated the Constitution, which he did not. Because here's the truth. He did exactly, like everybody that wants to be pissed off at Mike Pence, he did exactly what he was supposed to do as the president of the Senate, which is what he was. That was his acting capacity on January 6th. A lot of people, Trump included, and legal scholars and some on social media, believe that he had the unilateral authority to solely refuse unchallenged electorates, which he did not. You know, it's my belief and my interpretation of the Constitution that he did not have that power either. But he did have the power to listen to objections as they were levied, you know, in front of him. But the problem was January 6th happened. The riot at the Capitol happened. And so instead of the 14 senators also working with 150, the Mima's Homestead said he's also a child pedo. Like, see, Mima, you've been in this chat for a very long time. If you have anything to verify what you just said, send it to me at social or social at citizenstringer.com. And if you don't have anything to verify what you just said, please don't ever write it again in my chat. That's all I would ask. Because here's the thing. You guys got to realize that even with because Mike Pence, I would never ever vote for the guy. I don't like him. He's a rhino, and he's just not a tolerable person to me. Just in his personality, he's too much of a pacifist to me. That's the truth. You know, he's too much. And Mima's Homestead, I mean like a verified source, not some tweet, not some like a verified news source that says anything about him being involved with children. Otherwise, don't write it in my chat. Simple as that. That's going to be our new policy here, is that you don't spread misinformation. For some reason, we kind of got away with that, or away from that during the show, and I don't like that. But so for everyone that's saying, well, he's a traitor, I don't know why you could call him a traitor, unless you believe that it was his constitutional duty as the president to unilaterally throw out electorates that were not, contested, which I don't believe he had that authority based on the Constitution. I believe he had the authority to pass the judgment, right? Because the way it works is you have a congressman that levies a objection to an electorate from a particular state. A senator then has to come up together and also second it, essentially, and then it goes into a mini trial for 2 hours. At which point the whole Congress, Senate and the House, they both will then vote on it. If by chance it was a dead tie, he would get the final vote. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's my interpretation of the how the electorate's supposed to work. I don't know where all of this weird interpretation that he could unilaterally overthrow or overturn unobjected to electorate counts. I don't know where anybody believed that, or why anybody is factually believing that that's the truth. But someone said, yes, correct, Stephen. However, the objections were never heard because of the riots and protests. Yes, but it also, what Donald Trump and some of the other people were saying is that Mike Pence could have stopped the counting of the electorates before the electorates even began to be counted, which I don't believe is true. And I believe that's where a lot of the confusion is coming through, if that makes sense. I believe that's where a lot of the confusion is coming, because so many people thought, and we saw it when we were covering the riot live that day, we saw, Donald Trump tweeted out while they were counting the electorate that Mike Pence refused to stop it and he was a traitor or whatever. He turned his back on Americans. Whatever the actual phrase was, it is what it is. Mike Pence went, someone said, no, that's not true. Someone else said, Steve, you have no... Here's the best part. Rather than going back and forth about it with the chat, if anybody actually has the reason why you believe Mike Pence could unilaterally overturn the election, send it to me, because I haven't seen an actual conclusive piece of evidence to say that he could. And I read the Constitution. I've read a lot of articles about it as well. That's why the majority of the legal scholars, the constitutional scholars, also believe there was no there. But that's true. Someone said, if you want a conspiracy to latch onto, the Dems spurred the riot to prevent Pence from being able to adjourn over the electorate. That is what I believe in a long time. Someone said he could not stop it, is what I'm saying, so you are correct. Gotcha. Someone said, I believe that Trump could have been convinced that Mike Pence could have stopped it. Yeah, but at some point, Donald Trump has to be able to listen to... He has to be able to listen to the rational perspective in the room. Now, and I'm not making an argument for Mike Pence being a good guy, because I'm certainly not. I personally I don't care. If he was the nominee, I would not be voting in the general. I'll be completely honest with you, because I think that Mike Pence could do the most damage out of every single person running for office. I believe Mike Pence would do the most damage. And a close second is the other rhino from Florida. And that's my belief on it. right? So I was talking to someone today, and we were talking about Christie, we were talking about Pence, we're talking about the other governor that threw in his hat in the ring too, I don't even know what his name is. We're talking about Ramaswamy, we're talking about DeSantis, we're talking about Noem, we're talking about Trump, and then I was like, the only viable or it's not even a viable candidate, the only candidate that I believe that that has the best interests of America in their mind would be Donald Trump. But then again, I still have the question about why did Donald Trump endorse Dr. Oz? Because that one, and unless I actually had a real answer to that, I don't know. I don't know, because that for me has made me severely question Donald Trump. That's the truth. Scooby AK-47 something on Twitch said, one of the things I like about Pence over Trump is that Pence would make sure the budget would be balanced. Yeah, but not really, because I think Pence is also pro the Ukraine war. Christie is pro the Ukraine war. I think DeSantis is pro the Ukraine war. And Christie's got a soundbite, which we'll probably play in a second, where he talks about how Donald Trump said he would end the Ukraine war on day one. Do you know what I mean? And then he rips into it by saying that he would just give up Ukraine. So that also shows Christie is pro sending more U.S. taxpaying dollars to blow up dams so we can blame Russia for it. It's very weird, Someone said, I see this as all a dog wagging his tail. I see Trump still getting and winning in 2024. Here's my truthful belief on it. As of right now, I'm voting for Donald Trump. I don't believe there's any candidate that actually gives two shits about America. I will also say I'm nervous because the endorsement of Dr. Oz, plus some of the things he said, some of the things he's joked around with, his like, at some point you got to put America before everything. You know what I mean? And I hope he does that. But I also believe that Donald Trump is vindictive, rightfully so. You crazy conservatives that are going to be pissed off that I said that. I believe that he is vindictive in the sense that he is going to go and try, if he did win the primary and then did win the general and became president, he would spend the next 4 years attacking the Democrats. And we wouldn't have any progress in this country. Plus, it would be a lame duck presidency. No matter how he only could do 4 years. And then what's he going to do? In 4 years, are we going to have a Democrat come back in? Or will we make enough steps to progress as we are or as we could be as a country? I really don't know. And someone said, Mima's home said he refused to listen to the objections. Right now, it's a look here, not there type of thing. That is false, Mima's Homestead, because maybe you don't know what actually happened that day because you weren't watching live with the rest of us, but I can. Okay. And I'll tell you what happened on January 6th. The first state, I forgot which one, the first state that was contested, I think it was Connecticut or something like that. The first state that was contested, as soon as it was contested, where they had a member of Congress or a member of the House and a member of the Senate, as soon as that was done, they cleared the chamber because of the riot that was occurring on the Capitol. Before they even started the counting of the electorate, it was already a riot outside. We were watching it live. Or Arizona, when we were watching it live. So before they even started the count of the electorate, we already knew that there was a riot outside. And I'm surprised that they even proceeded on to start the certification process, but they did. We knew going into January 6th, before the riot, before the rally started, we knew that there were I think it was 140 GOP congressmen and I think 14 or 15 GOP senators that were willing and were ready and publicly declared that they would be objecting to a state's electorate. Those are known, right? So then you have the first state. The first state is objected to before they get into the trial portion of that objection, which is what follows immediately. As soon as they get to that trial portion, or before they get to it, they clear the chamber because the riot was taking place and they stormed the Capitol and did all that stuff, right? Once the chamber came back in, after the riot was quelled and all that, once the chamber came back in, the two members of the House, so that the Republican congressman and the Republican senator both gave speeches about the riot. They ran down the clock, they voted on it, and not a single other senator stood up and said, I'm objecting to it. So of all the 14 that said they were going to do it, one actually did, but then he just repeated a speech about the violence that occurred that day and didn't even provide any evidence of why the election should be challenged or the electorate should be challenged. They didn't do it. And then as they ran through each individual state, there were no more objections because the riot made all of the conservatives that said they were going to stand up for America that day, it made them all turn into what we now know they are: rhinos, pieces of garbage, right? And that is the truth. That is how that day started or ended. So anybody that wants to say Mike Pence didn't allow them or he didn't allow them to challenge the electorates, he didn't hear it, he didn't hear the evidence, it's because the people, the prosecution in that process, they didn't provide any evidence. Instead, they gave speeches about why Donald Trump is a bad dude and why he's responsible for January 6th. And everybody can go back and watch that day because that's exactly what happened. You know, someone said, why am I listening to this crap? There were no riots, Steve. What the hell is wrong with you? There were 100% riots on January 6th. A bunch of conservatives, and a bunch of Antifa, and a bunch of feds all stormed the Capitol in a riot. That's what happened there. I'm not going to say it's not a riot, and let's just make this perfectly clear. I'm not going to say it's not a riot because it was conservatives that were doing it. If it was BLM crowds that were doing it that day, let me ask you a question. Who just said that? Daniel, right? Daniel, let me ask you a question right here. Daniel, if that was a crowd that was chanting Black Lives Matter and they did the same exact thing, would it be a riot? If your answer is no, then get off my show because you're a lying piece of shit. If the answer is yes, then what's the difference? If it's a riot when Democrats do it, then it has to be a riot when conservatives do it. You can't change it and say, well, it's justified. It's not justified. Those kind of acts, punching cops in the face, smashing out windows, smearing crap inside the Capitol, those are not patriotic things to do. They're not. Now, dude on YouTube said it was a mostly peaceful protest. I would agree with that. Why? Because look at all the arrests they have. They have over 1,000 arrests, right? 1,000 people have been charged and arrested for crimes related to the riot at the Capitol. Do you know how many people were in Washington, D.C. that day? Over 1 million. So you want to talk about the percentage of people that were committing crimes that day and that were arrested and charged that day? The whole thing. Remember, we have precedent for saying that. We have precedent for saying that because the Democrats did the same thing. Remember, overwhelmingly peaceful. Remember those sayings that we heard? We heard all the press conferences and everything about it. You have to say that. It was overwhelmingly peaceful until it wasn't peaceful anymore, until people were rioting, and until the police are tear gassing innocent people that are way back, not even committing the crimes. And I watched it live that day. Anybody that wants to challenge me on those things, come on, you have no legs to stand on in that regard because we covered it live for hours and hours and hours until I finally couldn't do it anymore because I was like, patriot people or patriotic people do not act this way. It was making me sick to see it. And so I turned it off and then I came back again and covered it live after that. Someone said law enforcement did more damage. No, I don't believe that either. Because here's the truth. Was law enforcement acting out of place? Yeah, I saw the first punch that was being thrown, and that was from a Metro PD officer sucker punching an old man. I saw that. We captured it live. We've played it numerous times. And so were police bad? Yes, but it doesn't. In my rationale, you don't have the right to go and assault police officers. If you are defending yourself or defending others, that's another thing. But I also saw videos where they're pushing past police officers, they're hitting police officers, and then of course police officers were acting adversely to the crowd as well. We watched it. Nobody can say it didn't happen. Nobody will be able to tell me it didn't happen. Will I call it an insurrection? Fuck no, I won't call it an insurrection. Why? Because they weren't trying to overthrow anything. You had a bunch of people that were passionate about what they believe in, the same as the BLM crowd, right? They're passionate about what they believe in. We just happen to believe that the information that they're being provided is bullshit. Well, guess what? That is what the Democrats believe. They believe the information that was provided to the MAGA crowd that stormed the Capitol, that those people were being misled, that the information that they were being provided was not accurate. So for anybody that wants to be like, oh, it wasn't a riot or what, it was. You got to be honest. That's a first step, is be honest about it. Because when you actually talk about it through that lens of honesty, guess what happens? People will listen to you. You'll get Democrats that are like, hey, you know what? I can see why the frustration about the coverage. Can you imagine if they held hearings about the BLM riots? I mean, they had people that were shooting AK-47s at police stations. You had people Molotov cocktailing police cars with the officers inside. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage nightly. Can you imagine if, and you can compare those two. You could say, there was no fire bombings that took place on January 6th. It doesn't disqualify it from being a riot. By definition, it was a riot, And I think that's a first step. If you could be honest about what happened that day, and it forces the people that are the detractors to actually have to question some of their motives, or at least that's what I hope. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Someone said the information was stretched, meaning in some states they changed the rules at last minute. Yeah, I mean, we all know what happened during the 2020 election. We all know it. I've said it. You've said it. We've all said it for a long time. At the point where it's nauseating. I don't want to talk about it anymore because we already know everything. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't change anything. None of that's going to change. Anyway, so that's the thing. Like, I think Mike Pence's video was good, right? His statement in there was good. It was a very unifying message, except for the fact that it was Mike Pence saying it, because Mike Pence is not an honorable person, in my opinion. But it's not because if Donald Trump's major complaints about Mike Pence are that he didn't stand up for him during the election in 2020, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose voters. And I firmly believe. But then you got the Christie announcement today, and he did this town hall thing, right? So he did this town hall, which is pretty mildly entertaining. Let me see. There's so many videos now of it because it's been going out for a long time. But Christie published this town hall, and I'm not sure if it was live, but he published this town hall where he calls Donald Trump a bitter, angry man. He goes pretty hard on Donald Trump. He keeps going hard on oh God, all the clips that I had, right? Where the fuck is it, man? All the clips that I had are now gone. Oh, here. So Chris Christie, who's now running for president, he announced this morning, he's been doing the cycle of all the leftist news stations today talking about Donald Trump. That's all he's talking about. What Chris Christie, and this is my belief, what Chris Christie is trying to do is he's trying to pull in those moderate Democrats that have an immense hatred for Donald Trump, but also are not comfortable with the direction that the country is going under Joe Biden. I don't think that the rhetoric that Chris Christie is saying here is going to appeal to anybody that is a Trump voter, right? I don't believe that at all, clearly. Nor do I believe that the rhetoric that Chris Christie is saying here is going to appeal to anybody that's on the fence about voting for Donald Trump because they may believe some of these things. I think people will see through this. Do you know what I mean? But this was Chris Christie today.
With everybody, the grift from this family is breathtaking.
On the Trump family.
It's breathtaking. Jared Kushner and Ivanka Kushner walk out of the White House and months later get $2 billion from the Saudis? $2 billion from the Saudis. You think it's because he's some kind of investing genius? Or do you think it's because he was sitting next to the President of the United States for 4 years doing favors for the Saudis? That's your money. That's your money he stole and gave it to his family. You know what that makes us? A banana republic. That's what it makes us. So,
I bet in his head he's like, oh, I wish I had a banana.
he may get 30% again. I'm not sure. Maybe he'll get more. Maybe he'll get less. But let me tell you what he'll know in 2024 that he had no idea of in 2016. He's in for a fight to get it.
Is this a family member of his? And that's not nice. And I said I was starting a new leaf, so I can't do that. So this is also where Donald Trump, or where Chris Christie attacks Donald Trump.
A lonely, self-consumed, self-serving mirror hog is not a leader. Well, let me be clear, in case I have not been already. The person I am talking about, who is obsessed with the mirror, who never admits a mistake, who never admits a fault, and who always finds someone else and something else to blame for whatever goes wrong, but finds every reason to take credit for anything that goes right, is Donald Trump. And if we don't have that conversation with you, we don't deserve to ask for your vote. We don't deserve the mantle of leadership. We don't deserve to have you think of us as people worthy of leadership.
So I don't believe that Chris Christie is trying. I believe what he's doing is he's trying to draw people in. That's it. That's the only thing I believe. I believe he's trying to draw people in to vote for him, or to vote against Donald Trump, and by that narrative. Hold on, I'm trying to see if there was another clip that I saw earlier, but look how many there are now. The grift from his family, blah, blah, blah. See, and a lot of people want to talk about why this is a bad thing. This fucking thing, I lived in New Jersey when this happened. This is after, I believe, Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy decimated fucking New Jersey. I lived there at that point. I was without power for 15 days. Okay, because Hurricane Sandy, I believe, hit. I believe that was Hurricane Sandy, where it hit and then there's a blizzard. That was Irene. Hurricane Sandy was after. But we were out of power for a long time. The Jersey Shore was completely flooded and ruined. And what they did, and what everybody did, is when Obama came to New Jersey, Governor Chris Christie at that point met him and shook hands with him, because he was receiving the support and the supplies that his constituents, the people that voted him into office, were doing. I don't know why everybody attacks him for doing that, for shaking his hand, which doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. But you've seen these videos of the handshakes with Chris Christie coming up. I never thought that was wise or to attack him for that, because he's doing what you're supposed to do when you're governor. Let me see if I can't find this other video, because it was another one. But look how many more videos there are. It's a Port of New Jersey one. The grift from family, he says. Let me see. I don't know. Beware the leader in this country who you have handed leader to.
Who has never made a mistake.
Oh, wait, this.
Beware of the leader in this country who you have handed leadership to, who has never made a mistake, who has never done anything wrong, who when something goes wrong, it's always someone else's fault, and who has never lost. I've lost. You people did that to me in 2016. Where?
You people. And then, of course, someone made this
And
video.
it was about our country and its future. And I wonder,
saying it was at a buffet. Anyway, so Chris Christie also has announced his presidency, which I think is funny. I think it's funny because, and like I said, my firm belief is that he's running for president, and they probably got him to do it, the other conservatives, to get him in, right? And then they're going to have debates. Donald Trump isn't going to participate in the debates, like he said. And then Chris Christie's going to be out, and then those moderate Democrats and independents that are just surely not going to vote for Donald Trump, that they're hoping that support will be transferred on to DeSantis or whoever else, whatever other establishment person they want. That's my belief. I believe that everybody knows Christie can't win. You can't talk about age and anything like that if you don't want to address the elephant in the room, literally. You know what I mean? That is not healthy. Okay? No matter how you want to think about it, it is not healthy. So that would, I wonder if do you think Donald Trump would bring that up? I bet he already did. I bet if we check Truth Social, he's already did that. But one of the things that was interesting about the websites is, check out this. Christie's website, nothing on it. Has a kickoff event right here. And that's it. You could donate. There's no positions. There's nothing. Isn't that fucking weird? And I know he just announced, but he knew that he was just announcing. So you would think that he would have something like, what's he stand for? Where is he on abortion? Where is he on gun rights? Where is he on the war on Ukraine? Where is he on everything? Except he doesn't have anything. But then I went over to Mike Pence's page, and I'm like, well, shit, Mike Pence doesn't have anything either. He's got a whole big thing about himself and his family. And when you go to his homepage, he doesn't have anything. It doesn't have his positions at all. Have you ever seen political candidates that are running for president of the United States that seemingly don't want you to know what they believe and what their position is? Let's look at Ron DeSantis. Like, I don't know what kid made this website, but they should be fired right now. But look at Ron DeSantis. So you got his Meet Ron DeSantis, of course. He shows military stuff. He talks about all this stuff. He does have, his track record as president. He's got a whole page about Casey DeSantis. Great. Why isn't there anything about their positions? Is the goal right now to not educate the left? It's just to try to sway conservative voters? Like, shouldn't you, if you're running for president at this point, shouldn't you be trying to persuade voters, no matter what political aisle they are, that they should be voting for you? Because none of these three political candidates are doing it. However, look at Donald Trump's page. What the fuck? He's got a whole mission statement up there, fully put out. He's got an agenda up there where all the different things, all the things that he says he would do. I think his newest one is, I don't know. I don't know where it is. It was about going after pharmaceutical stuff. He's got a whole page on the issues, addressing all the issues, and look how long this page is. He's got his events, which he doesn't have any events scheduled, and then you can join. But isn't that weird? When you see all the other presidential candidates who have announced. Now, let's look up some of the other ones, right? So let's look up, I don't know how you spell it. Vivek, is that how you spell it? Vivek, oh my God. Right there, Ramaswamy. All right, so let's see if we can find his page right here. Does his page have anything? Or is this just a common theme? Oh no, he's got a lot. America First 2.0. Revive American national identity, unleash the American economy, declare independence from China, dismantle managerial bureaucracy, and weaponization of government and financial markets. What's his position on Ukraine? That's what I would like to know. He's got all his different stuff. He's got civic duty voting. And I'm not like that opposed to the idea of this civic duty voting shit. Like, he suggested that people should be 25 years old or have previously served in the military or I believe got a college degree in order to be able to cast a vote, right? Because then you prove you're an American, right? But I think I think it'll never fucking happen. Or passed a civic test identical to the United States civic test, or reached 25. So you could take a civics test, a U.S. citizenship exam for naturalized citizens. I think that's interesting. But you're just going to disenfranchise the youth and all that stuff. I think it's a good idea. I'll be honest. I think it's a good idea. But I'd be curious to hear what his position is on Ukraine. Because I haven't heard him. But he's got a website that's a little bit more policy visions, get to know him, get involved. Who is Vivek Ramaswamy? All his media appearances. He's got all his merch and shit like that. But so you got Donald Trump and Vivek that have websites that actually talk about their platform. And then you've got Ron DeSantis's website, which looks like a kid built it. And then you've got Mike Pence's website, which is garbage. It doesn't even say a single fucking position. Then you've got Christie's website, which is asking for money, asking to get their mail list, which I guarantee you could run a test, go set up a brand new Gmail account, sign up for this, and you will probably, within a couple of months, start getting emails from Team DeSantis. I am willing to bet that is the only reason why Christie is currently in running for office. Oh, look, they updated this. So now it skips all the
some fundamental
fuzziness. So this isn't live. This was earlier when he did it, right? So right there.
Like slavery.
He sat there and talked about it for a little bit. And there's no way, like, if I wanted to torment all of you, I would just play this whole fucking thing where you could just listen to him complain about Donald Trump the whole time. Look at I have more subscribers than you, dude. He's got more views. So whatever. But I wonder if he monetized this page. Like, I would. Seriously, if I ran for president, I would monetize the shit out of every video. But don't, like, and here's the honest question. Do you only need to set up a political campaign to run for president? You don't need to get signatures. I guess you don't need signatures at this point because you're not actually going to be on the ballot, right? Like Chris Christie's not going to be on the ballot. I bet he won't even be on the primary ballot, to be completely honest with you. I believe he won't even be on the primary ballot. My firm belief is that his job here is to try to get those people that are like, holy shit, Donald Trump's going to win, and they're thinking about voting for Biden, or they're thinking about voting for RFK or for somebody else. His sole purpose, in my belief, his sole purpose is to try to get those voters to stay here and then flip them all towards whoever is going to run against Donald Trump. Because here's my belief. Or here's a question that I have for all of you. Do you think DeSantis, or I'm sorry, do you think if Donald Trump wins the nomination, do you think, or the primary nomination, the GOP nomination, do you think that the Conservative Party will permanently split? Where you're going to have people that are like, nah, we're not voting for him. Because I believe you're going to have a lot of Biden voters that are not going to be voting for Biden this time. That's just my belief because of the way the country's going now. But do you think the Conservative Party will be fractured? I mean, I already believe it's fractured personally. But do you believe that the Conservative Party is going to fracture off, and that you're going to have someone that is going to be like, fuck that, I'm not going to honor Donald Trump being the GOP nominee, and I'm going to run against him as an independent or as some new party member? Because all you need is, 900,000 signatures in order to get on the national, I don't even think it's that much. I think it's 400,000 signatures. I tweeted it out one day because I'm like, holy shit, that's not a lot. To be on every single presidential ballot, you know how many votes you would get? Like, I was like, challenge accepted. I'll run for president for shits and giggles. I would just like to be up on stage between that fat fucking moron and then some of these other people. But then again, I don't believe if it's between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, mark my words right now, there will be no presidential debates. That is my firm belief. That if Joe Biden is the Democratic nominee and Donald Trump is a GOP nominee, Joe Biden will not debate him. He cannot debate him. That's my belief. Someone said, I think Trump has lost most of the independents and they'll go to RFK Jr. and the DeSantis voters will split between RFK and Trump. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting concept, but RFK, isn't he a pro-war Ukraine guy too? I believe he is. I heard someone today said they like RFK except for his position on January 6th, which I don't know how that works. You know, someone said, how many people have announced their run? All right, so let's go through this. You got Donald Trump. You got Christie Nome, right? Isn't she? She's announced, or no, Nikki Haley, or one of those fuckers has announced that they're running for president. Ron DeSantis, right? So we're at number 3. Chris Christie, Mike Pence, the other governor from like Wisconsin. So that's 7. Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't believe I counted him yet. So we're sitting at like 8 on the GOP side now. And then on the Democrat side, you got some lady I've never heard of, RFK and Joe Biden, that are announcing, or that have announced so far. Hutchinson is the one that's running against Joe Biden, right? And I don't even know who she is. Someone said RFK is a climate change nut. Yeah, I mean, I said to myself, I said it to someone today. I said, I don't care how good he is. Someone said he's pro 2A. There's no chance in hell I'm ever voting for a Democrat. That's just my belief, because we don't align on values that I feel are like deal enders. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not getting into like my personal politics that much, but I mean, I'm a conservative and I have some of my conservative values are not going to change. Do you know what I mean? So someone said you'd almost bet that they throw in Governor Newsom. Yeah, you know, we heard that too. Katrina Bloomin' on YouTube said, I heard RFK Jr. went to the border. He did. He went to the border yesterday. And you got to get, and that's what I was talking about. He went to the border, he recorded and showed what was really going on and uploaded the video on social media and saying, look, what all the GOP and all Republicans and Fox News are saying is happening at the border. It's really happening at the border. We're not going to be able to stop this unless we start being honest and saying what's going on at the border. He had like 400 plus people while he was there in the hour illegally cross into the United States. It was pretty gnarly. I watched that video. Vivek is against the war in Ukraine and against NATO. Oh, shit. Maybe I do like him. Someone said Vivek is a communist. I don't know where you get that. Republicans are known for splitting the vote, can seem to learn on a state level that doesn't work, so I have so much hope. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I really don't know. Someone said game over if Trump picks a black female for VP. No, that's not game over. The game is over if Donald Trump or anybody, like, I'll be honest, if I ran for president and I somehow got a nomination or I had a chance at fucking winning, my running mate, and this is going to piss all you guys off right now, my running mate would be a Democrat. My running mate, the person for vice president, would be someone that I don't politically agree on, except for the premise that America needs to do better than what we're currently doing. Because I firmly believe if you have that person in your ear and you're forced, for one, you're going to solidify the vote, right? Yeah, at least that's my belief. You would solidify the vote, you know. But I'm not going to say woman or anything like that. It's split ticket. Isn't that what it's called? Because I like how, like, North Carolina and stuff like that. You know, North Carolina, you got Mark Robinson, one of the best lieutenant governors ever, really, in my belief. You've got him, and then you got a Democrat governor, right? So you got a conservative, a very conservative, and a Democrat governor. I think that's interesting. And I think that would be interesting if you had that kind of candidate. So if Donald Trump is the nominee, that's what he should do. Although I don't know if any woman, you know, or any Democrat would be willing to split the ticket, except maybe RFK. God damn, can you imagine if it was RFK and Donald Trump? See, but I believe people wouldn't even vote. Like, Donald Trump could run with Kamala Harris as his running mate, and I firmly believe that there would be people that would not vote on him based on Donald Trump. And that is the problem. That is the problem that I have with Donald Trump is they don't like him. This is a funny thing. They don't like him for who he is. I actually like Donald Trump for who he is. I don't like him for what I think he's going to be in the office, you know, in 2024 if he's elected. And I've said that before. I don't see another viable option to have the America that I want to have right now. The only viable option is Donald Trump. And that's like, what a softball, right? It's like throwing a softball into the White House and hoping it's going to hit its mark. Because I'm not quite sure right now if Donald Trump would be, well, I know he's the best candidate out of all the candidates because I believe his vision for America aligns more with my vision for America. But that's just purely because we don't have another candidate. You know what I mean? Someone said, I'm a Trump supporter voter, but I'll tell you, I have plenty of conservative friends who all want RFK. I've heard that a lot too, in all the different social media pages and stuff. And I've heard that as well. I've heard a lot of conservatives are jumping on the RFK bandwagon, and primarily because of how he was about COVID. He got a lot of conservative support, and you can see the media is attacking him the same way. The liberal media is attacking him the same way that the liberal media attacks any other conservative, calling him a conspiracy theorist and shit like that. Oh yeah, Tim Scott also announced a run for president, but he's not going to get it either. He gave a pretty good speech too. His opener, I should find that. Let's see what his website looks like, right? So let's look up Tim Scott because he's also announced for president. This one, vote for Tim Scott. Let's see his website. I don't know when he announced compared to everybody else. Look, he's got a little bit more. Faith in America. Blah, blah, blah. He's got a video out there about Faith for America. See, his website's good. Biden's blueprint. He has, you know, one of the, see, he doesn't really talk about his fucking positions. Like, who is doing this? Is it purely because they don't care? They're only trying to appeal to conservatives? Is that why they do this? None of you guys probably know, but is that why they do this, where they don't have the positions on the websites? I mean, he's got a little bit, but again, here's Vivek Ramaswamy. He's got quite a bit. You got Donald Trump. Where's Donald Trump's? You got Donald Trump's right here. He's got, you know, missions and his agenda and his issues. He's got all that on his website. You got Mike Pence, who's got nothing on his website. Meet Mike Pence. Or no, he doesn't even have that. That is DeSantis. Meet Ron DeSantis. Meet Casey DeSantis. Press and media. No positions. And that's the thing is this time, and I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the majority of the vote, right? So they're trying to appeal to... I'm just trying to find a neutral page to be on. They're trying to appeal to conservative voters, right? And everybody should be offended by this. Do you know what I mean? Everybody should be offended by this because the way I take this now that I'm thinking about it is that Tim Scott, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, and Christie all believe you as conservative voters are so stupid that you're going to vote for someone based on who they are, right? You're not going to look at policies. You're not going to look at their positions or anything like that. That the only thing you're going to vote for is what fucking size pants. What size pants do you think Chris Christie wears? They gotta be like 90, right? Nah, probably more than that, like 150. Like, and I'm not joking. And I'm not trying to be mean. That's a real question. I wonder if we could find the answer to that. What size pants does Christie wear? Let's see. Waist size 60 inches. I call bullshit. There's not a fucking chance that dude wears size. And someone else said, oh, this is in 2017. I'm laughing like a goober. They said his pant size. You're telling me this guy is
Some issues.
Watch
Like
when he
slavery.
turns sideways. Hold on, let me just open it up on YouTube. You're telling me this fella right here is a size 60. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's no way. There's no way he's a size 60. I'm a 42. There's no way he's a 60. That dude is like twice my size in girth and waist. What the fuck? What do you guys think? I'm 42 because I got a fat ass because I do too many squats. That's why. But damn. Someone said that's plump. Yeah. And the way he wears it, the bad part is his belly button's like down here, bro. And I'm not trying to be mean to him, but here's the thing. Everybody, all Republicans and conservatives are going after Biden for his mental continuity and whether or not he's fit to lead the office because he's old, right? He's like 80 years old. Are you telling me that you think that this would be a good poster boy for this country? A good representation of America? This? I mean, he's a big fella. And like where he goes over and he whispers over. I mean, it must be a family member. Like, dude, I feel bad. I feel bad right now. There was one point where he leans over, like, and when he was talking shit about, Donald Trump. I can't find it. Where he like gets really, he's very Joe Biden-esque where he whispers into the guy's ears. Someone said the stage shook. Mary said 60 inches around. I'm only 61 inches tall. Yeah, that's another thing. That's 5 feet wide. 60 inches is 5 feet wide. What? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Someone said, what are we going through right now isn't normal. I don't want to be relatable. I want to be strong. Someone who isn't afraid of anything, sick of being an embarrassment to the world. Yeah. And I mean, you gotta at least admit, whether even with all Donald Trump's faults, at least that's how he presented out to the world. He presented out as strong. You know what I mean? He just didn't present strong to half of America. And that's so, oh God. Like, and I wish he would stop with the true social shit. If he just said, okay, fuck it. I'm turning a new leaf. I am going for America. You know what I mean? Because I firmly believe that's what we need. We need someone that truly, truly cares about America. And I don't know if I believe Donald Trump does care about America. My concern is that his need to be vindicated, and he would do it. Do you know what I mean? Because he would do it. You would think. But then again, you got to look at track record. He also said Hillary Clinton would be prosecuted and locked up. That didn't happen. So I really don't know. I really don't know. Renee Joan Neufel said, I'm retired USA military, and they embarrassed me today by one of their posts saluting the rainbow flag. It just killed you. See, I didn't even see that. I try not to fucking see anything anymore. I really don't want to. I don't want to pay attention to any of that stuff because it's just sad. It's sad. You know what's not sad? This new thing we're doing on puretruthcoffee.com. See? Fucking glorious segue right there. How many of you guys have seen that we now have coffee cans? These are 16-ounce cans full of 5 ounces of whole bean coffee. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a 6-pack variety pack, 6-can variety pack. You get 1 can of Awake Not Woke, 1 can Victory or Death, 1 can Flying High, Fiery But Peaceful, French Vanilla, and Wake Up America. Best part about these, you also get a couple of patches and stickers in it, plus a little bit extra. Like some of you guys may get like extra, like I may throw a couple of blueberries in there as well. So you're gonna get at least 6, but you'll probably get 7 or 8, depending on what I have. And it's cheap too, $40. So you're essentially getting what, 30 ounces? So you're getting nearly 2 pounds of coffee for $40. Pretty great deal. And if you order it today, I'll ship it tomorrow. It'll come in a very big box because I ran out of boxes. So it'll come in a really big box that'll have all sorts of like confetti in it. That looks really nice. And so I'll probably put a shot glass or other stuff in them because I got to get rid of the shot glasses I have too. So if you want to buy that, directly supports this show. Plus it allows me to go and buy more coffee because we're out of Frank 01. We're out of Awake Not Woke in the bags. So if you buy these, it helps me. It's super cheap. I think you're going to pay $4.90 in shipping for it. So use the link that's in your chat right now. And let's see like 10 of you go and buy this right now. That would make my fucking day. You know, just 10. You know? And that's it. And the best part about these, they have a really long shelf life. You know, they have a really long shelf life, 4-month shelf life. So super awesome deal. Here it is on Facebook or on Rumble as well. But yeah, you guys should go and do that if you can. That would be super nice. And before we continue on with this one, if you don't like coffee and you don't want to support us that way, here's another thing you could do, because I know we have one viewer that goes and she buys the coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. She messages me all the time. she messages me all the time. She's like, hey, so I gave your coffee to my neighbor. They said it was amazing. They want to order 2 bags. And they all order through her, which is awesome. And I love that people do that. The only thing about these, the QR codes may not work. I think I may have printed the wrong QR codes. But each one has like a funny little saying. Like if you can't say something nice, say it in French. Apparently some clouds are starting to be canceled. People are not happy with that. They're throwing shade at people. Awake Not Woke. God, my sense of humor is amazing. What's this one? The best part of waking up is finally having some good coffee in your cup. Yeah, like I just sang too. What's the last one? I don't have a problem with caffeine. I have a problem without it. That's the Flying High as well. So yeah, if you want to support it, do that. Go and buy this bad boy. And it's a great way to support me and everything I'm doing. Every day, Matt, you're in here every day and I talk about the coffee shop every day. I've closed the coffee shop. The coffee shop is not open. I'm sitting waiting for something else to do with it because we didn't have the foot traffic we needed because people are afraid of free shit. So even though I was giving away free coffee, we didn't have the foot traffic, so it's cheaper for me just to shut off everything and just figure out what I'm going to do with the store. It's all set up and our health permits are good and everything, so I could go open it on the weekends or something. If there's like a special event in the town, like a parade in July, I'm going to open and I'll have coffee and all that stuff then because our health permits are good, but I'm just not going to sit down there all day long, especially with the insurance, the internet for that place was $480 a month. Utilities with the AC running and all that stuff was several $100s. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. And I'll just open it on special occasions. That is the plan. But if you want to buy these coffee can variety packs, please do. I got a bunch of them, so I'd like to get them out as quickly as possible. That would be super helpful. So hopefully a bunch of you guys go and do it. Also, some updates. You guys may have seen there's been some major updates on my YouTube page. That is because of stuff. So, and this is going to piss some of you off, I know, but you know what? It is what it is. My videos, these political podcasts are going to be made. They're going to immediately after they're done, they're going to be made member-only videos. So you have to be a member to rewatch it. And there is a reason I'm doing that. I work for a fucking school district. Okay. So it's kind of come to my attention that I gotta be a little bit more docile with some of that stuff. So a lot of my old content, I'm going through it now, but a lot of the old content is now members only on YouTube. However, I'm going to be uploading stuff. And if it isn't overtly political and it's just a little bit, then that video will remain out there. But my live streams are always going to turn to member only. However, you don't need to be a member to watch it. You can go to a platform where I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. You can go to Rumble, or you can go to our locals page, or you can go to Twitch before they ban us because we have overlays now. You can go to Kick. You can go to, what's the other one that we live stream to? So many different ones. But the reason why I'm doing it is because it's a very public page, and I want to make sure I don't lose my job when I'm going to school to be a teacher. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing, and that is the same with the Pure Truth Coffee Facebook page. The video will be a supporter only video, and you can watch. And keep in mind, every single video that we put out, unless it has to do with coffee on the Pure Truth Coffee page, will be a supporter video only. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's this show. I'll put it out as a podcast. It'll be available for free and all that good stuff. But this show, as soon as it's done being live, it'll be made a member-only video. So you'll never have to pay to watch it. It'll always be free. But if you want to rewind it or do any of that, you got to be a member on YouTube and or whatever. So hopefully that works. Congratulations, Mandy, on your puppy. Hopefully a lot of you guys are buying. It doesn't seem like it, which is fucking sad because I put a lot of time into building these coffee bundles. Plus, you know, just to be perfectly frank and honest with you, in order for me to keep doing these live shows, I need to like hit a daily goal to do them. So, you know, just keep in mind, you buy coffee, you visit the link tree, throw some cash that way. It keeps me being able to do this. So, with that said, someone said, Steve, as someone in my position, you know, add a disclaimer to every site with views of my own in no way reflect the views or opinions of anyone other than myself. That's a good idea. But that's a good idea. But anyway, guys, yes, seriously, if you want to support it, go buy a variety pack. If you order it today, you're going to get a shipping notice tomorrow. I've been shipping coffee quick as shit. We're on a roll. Don't order the Awake Not Woke or the Frank 01 because it's going to take me a couple of days to get that because we are having it roasted tomorrow. So with that said, that's going to be a wrap for the show. I will be doing a show tomorrow night, and I'll plan it a little bit better. I was actually taking a history test right before this, so I don't know if you could tell, but I didn't really plan this show. But classes are going well. Psychology is still a doozy, but I'm pretty sure I got like 100 on my history test and my quantum reasoning, which is the stupidest fucking class I've ever taken in my life. It's pointless. It's a waste of time. It's like Common Core to a Q, or to a T to a Q. See, I've been doing the P equals Q times A bullshit for so long. But I took the first unit test, which covers 4 chapters. Pretty sure I fucking aced that bad boy too. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did pretty damn good. There was one question at the end that I was hesitant about, but I'm really trying. I'm doing my damnedest. So to answer the question I heard Matt asked earlier, have I played much video games? No, but if you follow me on Twitch, The Angry Turnip, and on Kick, whatever the fuck it is on Kick, if you follow me on those 2 platforms, I will be playing Counter-Strike, probably with the little guy tomorrow, because I'm going to start playing every day for like a lunch break for me. Because what I'm doing in the morning is I'm going and I'm packing all the coffee. Then I'm coming home and doing homework for 2 hours. And then I'm eating lunch. And then I'm doing homework for 2 more hours. And then I'm going to the gym. And then I'm coming back. And then I'm doing homework for 2 more hours. Then I eat dinner. And then I do homework until like 7. And then I start my show prep for the show. And then when I'm done, I go and watch Person of Interest because it's a good show and that's what I'm watching again. And yeah, you know. So that's my day, in case anyone doesn't know. That's what I do. And hopefully I'll be able to upload some more videos. But yes, if you follow me on Twitch tomorrow around 12 o'clock, I'll be playing some Counter-Strike. And but I won't put that out on all the other platforms. So anyway, I appreciate all of you guys for watching. Hopefully Many of you guys are going to go, and I'm going to keep plugging it because I fucking need you guys to buy these. I'll be honest, I already built 6 of these fucking bundles today. So I would really love to be able to sell them tomorrow. Or to sell them and give them, to mail them because it's already done. But yeah, link in the chat. $10 gets you your coffee can variety pack. Great freaking deal. You get 6 5-ounce collector cans of all of our different coffee, plus some patches and stickers. If you, oh, and when you're checking out, hey, real quick, if you check out and you happen to wear a size large, write it in the comments. Like when you check out, you can leave a comment or a delivery instruction. Say, hey, Steve, I wear a size large because I have or small or medium. Actually, I don't have that many larges. Medium or small. If you happen to be a medium or small or have any need for a medium or small shirt, you'll get one because I have a ton. They're all the old Wake Up America shirts, like girls V-necks. I got a couple of 3X and 4X girls V-necks as well. So someone said it's 30 ounces of beans. Hell yeah. And you'll probably get more because if you order tonight, I'll probably throw in a can of the blueberry as well. And the blueberry is the freshest coffee we have because that was just roasted on Monday. So order that now. And then, like I said, when you check out, like watch, if you go like this and you go like this, and then you add all the other coffee to it, and then watch. You go over and then go to, so when you get to this thing, if it does it, click back here, go to return to cart, and then right here, order instructions. Say large or something like that. And if I have a shirt in that size, you will get 1 or 2 or 10. I have so many smalls I want to get rid of. So if you order and you are a small, or you have kids that wear a small, like if you have kids and so you don't want one that's like, fuck Joe Biden, you know, write like small kids or medium kids or something like that. But all right, so that's it. This has been enough of an infomercial. I appreciate all you watching. Please, again, go buy it, the coffee can bundle. I have 6 ready to go already. So I kind of would like to sell those. And yeah, I'll be doing a show tomorrow. I'm actually driving to Jersey Friday, and then I'm going to be in New York on Saturday. And then I'm driving back on Sunday. So I won't be doing a video this weekend. Also, remember, you could use Shop Pay when you check out. And I think now we have Google Pay. And, oh, is it working on YouTube? Does it show my products underneath my video on YouTube now? My fucking nose is itching. It's annoying the shit out of me. Let me see. Show my products underneath my video. Is it doing it? No. Fuck me, bro. But it was supposed to be doing it now. It was supposed to be doing it under, but for some reason it's not. Because they finally approved that. But I probably got myself demonetized by restricting all my videos. Whatever. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys for watching, and I will see all of you later. Keep in mind, become a member if you need to watch the video on Rewind. Or just go over to like Rumble. Because this video is live on Rumble. It's not, you know, a subscriber-only video or anything else like that. But YouTube, I'm going to kind of clean up, kind of keep all the political stuff a little bit hidden to make it so it doesn't affect my employment with the school and all that stuff. So, anyway, guys, I will see you all mañana. That's tomorrow in Spanish, by the way. Actually, let me do it this way. Fucking high tech. Where is it? Boom. Boom. All right, bye.